This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas you've crossed over into. The Bacon Zone.
Ooh.
It's a scary place to be.
It is.
That smells good, though.
It really does. Sizzling.
That's what happens when I sweat.
Oh.
The Bacon Zone? Is that what you call it whenever you work out?
Bacon.
It's all right.
Welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And I'm Zack.
We'd like to thank you for listening to our last episode, our post-apocalyptic MASH show.
Yes.
Yes.
Show? Yes. And thank you to everyone who listened, maybe even played along. But I will have to say, thank you, Kent. The posters are a highlight. Just like Ryan says, the posters are one of the highlights of this type of episode, but you have to wait till after listening because spoilers.
Yeah, sorry, everyone.
Joel, Ryan would watch your movie believing satire and being in on the joke.
I was so happy when he said that. I'm like, someone's
There's
actually
no way.
going to see
Zach, you easily had the most watchable movie.
Yeah, robots, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
He does love robots.
the listener said, I'd happily watch all these movies, but Zach gets the win because I'd have to know how a Nora Ephron Armageddon would be.
Yeah.
And he's right. Like mine, sneaky. Could be really
Nora
good.
Ephron-ageddon.
Nope. Ephron-ageddon. And then Chris Anderson says, I think I'd probably see Kent's movie because I thought it was a Ghibli film based on the poster. Sorry, Joel. I don't like zombie movies, even though I love the heavy-handed environmental message. Zach would have had me if it was from the 50s or played with those tropes a la Monsters vs. Aliens featuring Seth Rogen. Yeah, there's potential there. There's certainly potential.
Sure.
But thank you for commenting and playing along. You guys are the best. Oh, real quick, point of order. Speed Racer was confusingly rated PG.
Yeah, that's weird.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Hey,
Little correction there.
Hey, but guys, guess what?
What happened?
It's October.
Oh, it's October.
That means we've turned the lights off here in the Bacon Cave.
But we don't add the sound effects.
We do add, Kent usually adds a backing track of music to these episodes. Not witch laughter. Just a backing track of subtle Halloween music.
And mouth sounds.
And we will be doing October-themed episodes for the entire month. So for the next couple weeks,
It's
we're
going to be spoopy.
Not spoopy.
And these guys are going to be so excited, and I'm also going to be here.
But because we're so excited, we are also doing a contest.
Woo-hoo.
That's right. We're doing an October contest, which you guys may have seen if you've been on our social media channels because we have posted stuff there. But we are soon this month going to be doing a listener-driven horror pitch episode, which we have done before, where a listener has submitted different short, scary stories, fictional or real.
Yeah.
So we're doing it again. We want you to submit your short stories or pitches before October 13th. We want these scary stories to be around 5 minutes or less, which is between 600 and 750 words.
Time it well and very specific.
Yeah, but less than 5 minutes really. And those who submit a story will automatically be entered to win a pair of passes to a haunted house near you. Dun dun dun. We'll be picking a winner at random, by the way, of those who submit stories, and we'll announce it on social media, probably on the 13th, I think is what we're talking. And patrons, those of you who support Baconsale, you get a bonus chance because you get your own separate entry, which will be on patreon.com/Baconsale as a special thank you for helping us keep the lights off here in the Bacon Cave.
That's what's happening all month.
Yes.
I love October.
So yeah, we'll be posting on social media, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, send us your spooky stories. We want to hear them, and they may even get read on the air.
Oh.
But that's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Kent?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just take you guys in the Twilight Zone?
What? I'm genuinely surprised.
Like, what?
That was a twist, guys.
Who am I?
That was a twist. What are we talking about today, Zach?
Twilight Zone.
That's right. So
Finally.
Kent's been wanting this episode for so long.
Season 1.
And we have been like, okay, Ken. Oh, whatever, Ken. And then he's like, no, guys, we're doing, like in January, he's like, guys, we're doing it this year. Start watching now.
Yeah.
Because there are 156 episodes of The Twilight Zone. And the total runtime for those 156 episodes of the original Twilight Zone series is approximately 57 hours and 35 minutes.
Wait a minute.
That's not that long.
Less than Lost?
Yes.
Okay.
And better.
Because these are mostly quick little 20-minute episodes.
Mostly.
Mostly, except for season 4. But we'll get
Well, we
there.
don't talk about season 4.
But
actually,
let's-
we're going to talk about it.
Let's bring it back, shall we? So those of you who've never seen an episode of Twilight Zone before,
Shame on you.
you probably have, and you just don't know it.
You've
But
certainly seen it referenced.
oh, definitely.
And by the way, save this episode for January 1st. Just saying.
Yeah, that's my thing. We'll talk about it when we have our own personal experience.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Twilight Zone,
Okay,
but
we'll
yes.
get there.
Oh yeah. So the series synopsis, just so you know, it's the Twilight Zone is a tale of ordinary people who find themselves in extraordinarily astounding situations, which they each try to solve in a remarkable manner. Which
They try to solve, or do they just find themselves like stuck with irony?
Or do they just deal with it and try and get rid of the doll?
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
this is a TV series that aired on CBS from October 2nd, 1959 to June 19th, 1964.
Are you turning into Rod Serling over
A little
there?
bit, because the show was created and presented by Rod Serling, who served as executive producer and head writer. He wrote or co-wrote 92 of the show's 156 episodes.
Wow.
He's also the host and narrator.
And I'm really thankful for it. Like, how cool is it that Rod Serling was like, I like this ride at Disney World so much that I'm going to make a whole TV series about it.
The horse before the cart.
And one day they'll replace it with a really gaudy
Yeah.
Marvel movie.
But still
How
fun.
about
But why don't we go back now and talk about Rod Serling and why he is so important to the Twilight Zone.
I think it's important to talk about Rod Serling. We'll talk about some highlights. We can skim through some parts, but there's some parts that directly impact his creation of the Twilight Zone. So really quickly, he's born on Christmas Day of 1924.
Imagine, if you will, he was born.
Born Christmas Day,
Christmas Day.
1924. He was obviously being raised in the Great Depression, very modest means, and his family had a little stage in the basement where even at age 6, he would read out. I feel like I have to speak with my bottom jaw like kind of extended.
Out of one side of your mouth.
But he would read dialogue from pulp magazines and just do monologues to his family. He always had this flair for presentation.
Yes.
And just to speak at them, even on road trips, he would just be sitting in the back and monologuing to his family, which, by the way, I'd probably fight him.
Yeah.
You know, on that
That's
kind of road trip.
not my favorite
But
thing.
he was meant for this.
He was, but at the same time, he kind of struggled in school.
Yes,
like he was
he
the
did.
class clown, and teachers didn't think he was going to go anywhere. And then his 7th grade English teacher, Helen Foley, encouraged him to. I keep going to every time I do this history
Helen
stuff. It's going to
Foley.
happen.
No, please
Turning
do.
into it.
She encouraged him to enter the school's public speaking extracurriculars, after which he joined the debate team, began writing for the school newspaper, and was a speaker at his high school graduation. I almost went Casey Kasem there for a second. Sorry about
And he
that.
was a
Zoinks.
speaker at his high school graduation.
She kind of got him involved. She kind of gave him direction. Honestly, I think put him on the path to where he was going to end up.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he was really big into listening to these radio programs, like
Yeah.
these thrillers and sci-fi and horror stuff that came on the radio.
So, but then he was encouraged after high school to start college and get into a career, but he decided the day after high school graduation to enlist.
Yeah.
And so he enlisted in the U.S. Army.
But he did paratrooper
Oh,
training.
we'll get into that.
And he also boxed to vent. It was kind of his thing. But he wasn't exactly a model soldier.
No, he wasn't.
They said that he ticked off a lot of the wrong people and got put in some areas he probably shouldn't have been. Well, he got put in these dangerous areas.
Well, to the point where, so he wanted to fight against Hitler on the Western Front, and he was put on the Eastern Front in the Pacific, which is obviously incredibly dangerous. He was placed in the 511th Demolition Platoon, nicknamed the Death Squad for its high casualty rate.
Yeah. And
Like-
they said they put him there because he ticked off the wrong people.
Yeah.
And he would go exploring on his own and against orders, and sometimes got lost. But also he did have some acts of heroism as well.
Yeah, he earned the Purple Heart, the Bronze Star, and the Philippine Liberation Medal while he was there.
There was a part where I know they were doing this production, the civilians were, and like they got open fire, and he ran up and saved a performer who was up on the stage. Like he did a lot of good, even if he was kind of not really happy about being there.
Sure.
Because he said, I was bitter about everything, and at loose ends when I got out of the service. I think I turned to writing to get it off my chest.
And in retrospect,
I
because
literally just quoted him there, and I didn't do an impersonation.
do you want to do that again?
What is wrong with me?
Yeah. I would say, like, now in retrospect, doing the research after watching the entire show, you can see it.
Yes,
you can see how the combat experience like created the show in his
There's
mind.
themes that keep reoccurring, like air pilots.
Yep.
And also military service.
Boxing, of course.
Boxing. It all comes up because he was writing what he knew. So he was discharged from the Army in 1946 and started working at a rehabilitation hospital, and then he went into college. And as he was working at the Antioch College in Yellow Springs, Ohio, he became active in the campus radio station.
Yeah.
And then he started writing and acting and directing radio programs on campus. He met his wife there.
Yeah. By the way, a week before his wedding, like he had a side job where he is testing parachutes for the U.S. Army still.
Yeah. Like testing parachutes, like if this goes wrong, you'll die.
And they're saying like, this is very dangerous. For example, he would get $50 for each successful jump. And the ones they said, hey, 1 in 3 die, he'd get $500 for the hazardous ones.
You get half before, and then the other half after.
And he did this a week before his wedding.
And one time he earned $1,000 for testing a jet ejection seat that had killed the previous 3 testers.
Okay.
So the guy, I don't know, like he was working through some stuff, I think.
Yeah.
And then when he was in college, he he wrote a radio script called To Live a Dream, and he won a trip to New York City and $500, which gave him this kind of first taste of success in that regard. So then he started writing a bunch of freelance scripts and then trying to sell them to radio programs.
And he knew they weren't super great.
No, he got a lot of rejection around that time, saying they'd say things like, "This isn't what our audience prefers to listen to," or "It lacks professional quality."
Yeah,
he kept working at it though.
Yeah,
he kept writing,
and that was kind of like his. He turned away from radio, which is funny because he said radio is kind of a dying medium. He's saying there's better storytelling in television, and remember, television at this time, a lot of variety shows.
Yeah.
But maybe not things that were crafted towards what he was doing, except for there were a few anthology shows. For example, there's one called the Kraft Television Theater, and he wrote just an episode for them called Patterns. And I would say that's probably his big break.
Yeah, he did work on something before called the Adventure Express, which was based kind of on a story he wrote, but this was his first, he wrote it and it was his story.
And it took off. And so then people started picking up his smaller stories, and he was like, are you sure they're not very good? Yeah. But then he saw, and I think one of them was picked up by Desilu, I believe.
Desilu Productions.
Yeah.
I believe that was the...
was that the pilot episode for the Twilight Zone? Because he did one called The Time Element.
The Time Element that was essentially the first episode of Twilight Zone. Time Element
that isn't on the Twilight Zone.
So Zack, what's the Time Element about?
It's not technically the pilot, but it might as well be.
Yeah.
And it led to its order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he after he started getting success like this, people started coming after him, and then he got a lot of phone calls, and he's like, okay, sure, I'll start doing this stuff. But the problem was he was really frustrated with corporate sponsors and censors who kept trying to change his stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was one where the line said, give me a match or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, no, this is sponsored by these lighter people. You can't say, give me a match. So he had to change it.
Well, Rod Serling wanted to do more challenging things. The Time Element, right? That one, the plot is a guy goes back to December 6th before Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, just try to stop it.
This was like 16 years after Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fresh.
Yes.
Right? And so you're like, that's uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
It's like, while it is have that element of the Time Element, but like the supernatural idea, it's also like, what would you do in this circumstance?
Basically, he's the first director's cut guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to deal with any of you because you keep watering down my work.
He's literally I'm going to take my ball and go home.
Yes.
And I'm going to make my own TV show with blackjack. So then he did. He decided, he said, I've got a pitch for a new series. And he went to CBS. It went okay.
Yeah.
The truth is the Twilight Zone never caught on big. It had a following. It had a diehard following, but it was canceled, I think, 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times, and finally the third time, because the first 2 times it was like, hey, we're fighting this, and they won, and they kept going. The third time he said, I get it, we're 5 seasons in.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And he was exhausted.
Of course he was.
He was doing all the work for this, and he finally said, yeah, I'm kind of done. So then he walked away for a bit, did some commercials and some writing for some other stuff. He did end up doing another TV series called The Night Gallery.
It's pretty fun.
Which is more about horror and suspense. A lot of Twilight Zone, it's more sci-fi, people want to say, but not really.
Were you guys disappointed that there was a lack of paranormal in Twilight Zone?
No. I mean, it's like Black Mirror today.
Okay, go on.
It's primarily focused on technology. That's what it circles around.
Yeah.
And I feel like Twilight Zone, it circled around this idea of just odd things occurring, usually explainable by science.
Lots of paranoia.
Yes. Yeah.
In this one. And I appreciate that. But I don't know if we're probably going to get into it a little bit, but it's what I actually don't like about the revival Twilight Zone. Is
Which one?
The 80s one.
Okay.
They lean into the horror.
Yes.
And I don't I don't care for that as much.
Well, and I did get giddy every time a straightforward kind of horror one came up, and I'm like, ooh, this is kind of spooky. That's fun.
Yeah. All 4 times.
Yeah, it's not that often.
And then that's offset by comedies, right?
Yeah, but the Night Gallery really. Oh God, don't talk about the comedies. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
The Night Gallery didn't do as well as Twilight Zone, but still had a devout following as well.
And you talk about Twilight Zone, like which one, right? Because there was a 1983 movie.
Yes.
And in that movie, Burgess Meredith, who will come up in this show, he played the Penguin in Batman the series.
And Mickey from Rocky.
He was the oldest grumpy old man.
Yes. Yeah, right?
Yes.
And Grumpy Old Man.
So he voiced the narrator for the movie, which was kind of a nice throwback.
The 1983 movie.
Yes, the 1983 movie. And then the show was brought back in 1985 with 2 guys I don't know named Charles Aldman and Robin Ward.
Well, they didn't really have like an on-screen narrator during the time, kind of.
Which I feel like the show needs.
Yeah.
Because they've always tried. Because then in 2002, everyone's favorite forgotten network, UPN. Had a version with Forrest Whitaker.
Everyone's favorite forgotten
Ghost Dog himself.
Hold on, let's work back. The 80s series had the theme song by the Grateful Dead.
They did.
Yeah.
And then the 2002 series, Korn.
It did.
It's not good.
It was cool.
It did?
And then Forrest Whitaker's I narrated.
So, and then they also
Which direction?
They also revived it another time in 2019 with Jordan Peele as the host.
Yes.
Which it makes sense because Jordan Peele probably reveres Rod Serling as a storyteller.
You can tell the influence based on Jordan Peele's directorial works that he's a big Twilight Zone.
He wasn't a creator of the show.
The weird thing to me is that the show has been revived multiple times, as we've just talked about, and yet the original is like the definitive one that everyone looks to, and you kind of forget the others exist.
Yes. Although I will shout out The Comedian, I think is like the only really good episode of the modern
with Jordan Peele.
With Jordan Peele one.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw
I'll
that one.
watch
It's with
it.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Okay.
It's like, this feels like a Twilight Zone episode.
Okay.
Like a proper Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah.
Now, because, I mean, it had seeming popularity at the time, there were copycats. This wasn't the first anthology series, but it was the first one to really grab hold and say, nothing is related, and it's all going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
And so the legacy, I think, of the Twilight Zone, it inspired The Outer Limits, which started in 1963, went to 1965.
Which, by the way, my dad, when I was talking to him about this, because he was a young teen when when Twilight Zone was out, and he said one of the big debates they had back in the day was like, well, I mean, we do Apple and Android now. Back then, it was Outer Limits or Twilight Zone.
It's like Star Trek, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like that was the big deal
And then
back
someone
then.
walks up and they're like, Alfred Hitchcock show, actually.
Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock Presents is so much better.
Because Outer Limits was more straightforward sci-fi experiments and what it would do to us. And then there is the Ray Bradbury Theater, which some stories of Ray Bradbury, and that was in the 80s, by the way, were used for the Twilight Zone. Tales from the Crypt from 89 to 96. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep.
Goosebumps, and now Black Mirror.
Yeah.
They all kind of ape.
And we
legacy.
say anthology. We keep throwing up that term, but anthology means that just every episode is a different story, different characters. They're not connected. It's just telling you a separate short story.
Rest in peace, Bandersnatch.
Back to Rod Serling, just real briefly. He ended up doing more commercials and radio stuff. His final radio performance was this weird kind of, he called it Fantasy Park. It was a 48-hour long rock concert.
You can't not.
Aired by nearly 200 stations in 1974 and 75. It was essentially, they faked a rock concert, including a reunion by the Beatles on the radio. Yeah, they just kind of made it up, like they added crowd effects and all that and just had it playing. Like, that was the thing. That was one of his final things, because he also taught at college, in Ithaca College.
I would love to go to that class.
But then the guy smoked 3 to 4 packs of cigarettes a day. But sadly, on May 3rd, 1975, he had a heart attack. He was hospitalized. He had another heart attack 2 weeks later while in the hospital, and they were going to do open heart surgery. And then he had a third one while he was having the surgery.
Wow.
And he died on June 28th, 1975, at the age of 50. And I still think he had so many more stories he probably could have told.
It's interesting the way that TV was at the time, because he's seemingly just this average-looking guy.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe not even a TV-ready face.
No.
But the voice and the face, the whole iconography of him is so memorable in TV history.
Yeah, and they were trying to get a better host. Like, they were going around
Orson
shopping.
Welles first
They
off.
were getting Orson Welles, and they were trying to get him in there. And then he ended up, I'm just going to do it myself. And it works.
It works
It
because
worked for the tone.
And I mean, how overworked is this guy? And you can tell in, honestly, 30% of the episodes that maybe he's like, I'm a little tired. This was a time, like, we're so spoiled now. I think about Black Mirror, which not everyone loves, but every 3 years they put out 5 episodes. Twilight Zone, was 37 episodes.
37 20-minute episodes.
Yeah.
Or
every single year.
like 20, 40-minute episodes.
Yeah. Every single year, people.
Yeah.
And he did
Cranking
92 of them.
Cranking them out.
And so, yes, we're going to talk about the fact that there are monumental television history episodes, and there are some filler episodes and a lot of garbage. But that's going to happen.
I wouldn't even say garbage. I'd say it's average with a little bit of garbage. Like,
Okay.
I think most
Okay,
of them are. Ken, you had me do this challenge.
Yes.
Jumping into a kind of a personal thing. I'd seen a handful of episodes of Twilight Zone. I knew
Like,
some of the
how
concepts.
many?
I don't know, less than 10. Or maybe around 10.
No way.
Maybe
You've
around
only
10.
seen 10 episodes?
Around there. Because like, I never sat down
But
and
you've
watched
seen the
it.
references.
Absolutely. I knew
Okay.
the references. And there were times where I'd be watching it going, oh, hey, I know that reference because of this other show.
Wow.
But the reason I say average is because as I was doing this challenge, as I was watching 156 episodes, sometimes multiple per day, I never dreaded watching it.
Oh, good.
I never was like, oh, God, I got to watch another Twilight Zone episode. So like, here we go. Is this one going to be fun?
Even season 4.
It was. Season 4 was a little bit of a slog because that's when the episodes get longer.
Yeah.
Which was because there was some confusion as to the renewal of Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it right. And so then this other show that was an hour-long slot took its place. And then when they got their contract renewed, they had to fill that time slot and fill it out with 40-minute episodes.
So the episodes got longer, but the scripts did not.
No.
That's the thing. They're still the 20-minute
They are
stories.
stretched. It is crazy.
And you are going to find that out on our worst 5.
It's like when you are doing an oral report in 7th grade and you're just like, and also, and then.
And also what I found that is the thing that I would find
Have
to
you ever
do.
had a dream that you would do?
So I always looked forward to watching it because I thought most of them were pretty good.
Yeah.
And also it was easy to turn on because this is squeaky clean. Like, unlike Black Mirror, I can't really watch it with my kids around, even with editing. But with Twilight Zone, I could throw it on and I'd never be concerned about what the content was going to be. And with the whole family could walk in the room, watch together. And many times they did.
Speaking of watching with children, and here we are in the first week of October, this is gateway to sci-fi horror.
Yes.
Like a light horror, if anything, because it makes you think and makes you go, ugh, I don't like this world.
Yeah.
I subscribe to Paramount Plus, which I recommend, especially if you want to watch Twilight Zone.
It's also on Amazon Prime and
Pluto.
They have a playlist of the most iconic episodes.
Oh, cool.
And I look at it and go, I agree with most of these. And there's a couple missing. But I watched all of those with my 10-year-old stepson.
And how'd it go?
He had a great time with them.
So what's your history with the show, Zach?
I am a sci-fi marathon fan. Like, I don't watch the Twilight Zone except for, I'm like, all right, it's New Year's. What am I going to do? I don't party. I don't have friends. Rod Serling, you are my friend today while I am not at work.
Yeah.
And so, I would catch the TV marathons. And the great thing is you can just, weirdly enough, kind of just jump halfway in and you're like, oh, I've seen this one.
Yeah.
I'll watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
And then get on to the next one. Or even if you haven't seen an episode of Twilight Zone, if you know the recipe, if you know the flavor, you can be like, I know where this is going.
Well, and the thing about Twilight Zone is that almost every episode has kind of a twist to it.
Yeah.
But they also have a moral. Like, there is a story behind it. So even if you've seen it before, you watch again, you're like, oh, I see what they're doing here. Whereas other times, you know pretty well what they're doing because he spells it out for you.
But what's so cool, and I know it's like twists for the 1960s. We've probably seen it done in movies since and references made to it. There were some honest surprises by the end of some of these episodes.
Like, I actually got surprised a number of times and I was like, that was fun.
Yeah.
There were other times too. I'd see an episode coming up and I knew what it was. And so I'd be like, oh, I'm saving that till I can watch it with my kids, and then watching their little minds get blown by the twist at the end.
So this is one of those shows for me. Obviously, I pushed for this episode to happen because I love it. This show reminds me of being 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This to me is a timeless show. This isn't a show that I go, oh, I really like that in high school, but it feels dated. This show predates any other show I watch, and it's not dated.
No.
I love the storytelling. There are some.
I was going to say, there's a timeless to it. There's some episodes where they're like, hey, Hep Cat, what you doing? I'm a cool guy. I'm wearing a leather jacket. You're like, whoa.
That's a bad episode.
Stop.
For the most part, the morality tales told in here with just the creepy factor and just the monologues at the beginning and ending of every episode. It's comfort food for me.
By the way, if you are a patron of Baconsale, I'm going to be releasing on there my raw notes. Like after every episode, I'd give it a ranking and then I'd write a little thing about it. Although it's funny, I was hesitant to put any spoilers in there because I didn't want to spoil it for anyone reading. But then I was like, well, I don't really know what happened.
Begs the question. We're going to be talking about episodes pretty soon.
We can't talk about spoilers.
I think we have to in some cases.
We can't.
Because otherwise it's like, hey, this weird thing happened.
We're going to warn you if we give a spoiler.
We will give
Zach, how do you feel about that?
Dance around them.
We're going to dance around spoilers.
Because yes, I understand that the show is from the 50s, but people haven't seen all of these.
Yeah.
No. But I also don't think that knowing the ending of some of them is going to change how you feel about it. I don't think. Because
you don't think.
Zach's worried.
Because I've often said it before, if the movie can't survive a spoiler, it's not a good movie.
But that doesn't apply to the Twilight Zone because this is the twist. The twist is the thing. This is invented the twist, more or less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there are a lot of people out there whose only connection to the Twilight Zone is 5 seconds of a Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
Of him referencing William Shatner.
Yeah.
There's his Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
Yeah. Which everyone knows.
Movie. The very best.
But if we do give spoilers, we'll try to be cautious. But if we do give spoilers, we will give warning. How's that?
Yeah, I love it.
Fine.
Okay.
But we are going to talk about our least favorite and our favorite episodes of what I consider to be pinnacle television. This to me is a top 5 television show ever made.
It's really good. And you know what else was surprising me, by the way? So let me take you back here to a movie called Fletch Lives.
Mm-hmm. We're going with weird sequels.
The best one.
So
Guys,
Fletch
what
Lives,
are you doing?
Fletch Lives. There's a part where I'm not going to give the whole story, but Fletch finds
Please
a watch.
Spoil Fletch Lives.
Fletch finds a watch on the ground,
Yeah.
and it's not supposed to be there. And when he picks it up, he just looks at it, looks around, and goes, na, 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 na. And as a kid, I was like, Twilight Zone. I get that reference, even though I hadn't really seen the show. And the reason I bring that up is because that music is not in the first season at all. And it really threw me off.
You don't get it till season 2.
When the sequence started, and I'm like, what is this? What is
You're
this?
mad?
Like, it wasn't the right theme. So Bernard Herrmann, I say Herrmann because it's Herrmann. It feels like that should be Herman instead of Herman. But he wrote that original theme music, which, hey, can't play that in the background right now. Why not?
And there.
Okay. So this music kind of just played in the background, and it was a much longer intro than I anticipated. Rod Serling's intro about it. But then the second season, it finally kicked in with that iconic Twilight Zone music.
What else did he score?
Bernard Herrmann?
I hate when you say that, by the way. Can you just call him Herman?
No.
I hate when you say Herman.
Hermione. He did
Psycho,
Vertigo. He did a lot of Hitchcock, actually. He did a lot of that.
So good.
I also want to talk about, so we talked about in season 4 how they had to lengthen the episodes, but also I want to talk about, in case you watched this all the way through like we did, there's a weird thing in season 2 where they tried to cut costs.
Oh, the videotape.
So they started filming on videotape and doing like these kind of a multi-camera setup.
You're just like, these are the days of our lives.
And it looks, it's weird because Twilight Zone has this crisp, clean look for most of the entire series.
It's one of the reasons it's aged so well.
Yeah, but those 6 episodes look like a horrible British soap opera.
It almost seems like they pulled it from another show and just attached it to the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the same thing. So yeah, that was one where I was like, I think people should know about this. I also want to bring up the fact that this show was pre-stardom for a lot of popular stars, like Bill Bixby, Charles Bronson, Carol Burnett, Robert Duvall. There's so many here. Martin Landau, Cloris Leachman. Man, there was a ton where I kept seeing Robert Redford was in that one. It just pops up. It's like, oh, he's in there. Leonard Nimoy, William Shatner's in a couple, and George Takei. Apparently, just doing Star Wars characters. I watched a whole episode, and I hated this one character in it. And it turns out it's Dean Stockwell, who's Al from Quantum Leap.
Yeah, who you love.
That blew my mind. They did also feature like big stars of the day. It wasn't just like up and comers, because then you get people like, well, Buster Keaton was a silent film star I love seeing again. Kevin McCarthy, Burgess Meredith, Agnes Moorehead, Mickey Rooney, Edwin. These names you may not recognize, but when you see their faces, I watched so many episodes and I was like, Leonardo DiCaprio pointing and being like, I know them. I know them.
It's Don Rickles.
And it was so fun to me to see these actors who I knew much later in their careers having these young roles as kind of unknown. by the way, Jack Klugman and Burgess Meredith are tied for the most starring roles with a record of 4 episodes.
Okay.
And do you want to know who holds the record for most appearances in The Twilight Zone?
Rod Serling.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
Robert McCord. And you may not know him because he was mostly an uncredited extra, but he was in 67 to 75 appearances.
What a cool gig.
Just in the background of Twilight Zone episodes.
Would we recognize him? And does he play anyone recognizable?
I don't think for the most part he does.
Okay.
Like he doesn't have a Wikipedia page. So
okay. It doesn't count.
and I was going to bring it back. We talked about the theme song. I talked about Bernard Herrmann during the original one, but it was Marius Constant who did the kind of the writing for the and it was Howard Roberts who actually played the guitar, and it was because they actually commissioned a bunch of short cues musically. They said, hey, just send us in some stuff, we'll buy it from you, and then we'll use it in the show somewhere.
Perfect.
And they took 2 of those, merged them together, and made that iconic theme song.
Love it.
So yeah. Oh, and one more thing I want to talk about before we get into the thick of it all.
only one?
Yeah. When the series got canceled, the third and final time after the 5th season, Rod Serling, I mean, back then, reruns weren't really huge.
No, wasn't making a lot of money
And
that way.
syndication didn't do much. And so he's like, whatever. He sold his rights to CBS, having no idea that it would become such a big hit, and he would have gotten so many royalties if that was the case. But maybe CBS wouldn't have aired it as much if that's the case, because they had the rights to it.
Okay.
Point being is hold on to those rights, people.
Okay, we've recommended the show enough, right? Watch the show.
It's good or whatever.
One of the best of all
I'm
time.
just really happy they made a ride based on the Steve Guttenberg movie.
They made the ride, then they made the Steve Guttenberg movie.
But why is the ride so good? It's just so good.
It's thrilling, but it is.
I've never been on it.
You've never been on it?
Never been on
in
it.
California or
It was gone by
Florida.
the time I got to California.
Okay.
We'll go to Florida next
If
year.
you've never been, just really quickly, it's still in Florida. It was in California, but it's been removed. Twilight Zone Tower of Terror is an immersive experience in which you go into a 40s hotel and you go to an abandoned service elevator that goes crazy, and it's super fun, but it is just so it's immersive. And that's the vibes are so good.
Yes.
That I'm shocked it's still there, because it's a CBS property on a Disney park, and they own everything else. They can turn it into anything, and there's just so much love for it.
Yeah.
That I have ridden the Tower of Terror in 3 parks, because it's also in Paris.
Nice.
And I have fond memories of sitting in there, and they're trying to be all spooky, and they're like, put on the tab, yeah. have a nice day.
I don't like this episode.
This is weird. Why are we French hotel? Okay.
Because you've entered the Twilight Zone.
Anyway, just a quick shout out to Tower of Terror. I love you.
Yeah.
All right, Joel. What's one of your least favorite episodes?
Yes.
We're doing these in order, or just generally
it
talk
may or
about
may
a
not,
5.
because if I match with
can't
any of
do it in
yours,
order.
I did.
I'm going to jump in, okay?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we're going to give our bottom 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Then we're going to give some awards in the middle, kind of a little fun little thing in the middle there, and then our top 5 episodes.
Love it.
So my bottom 5, my fifth worst.
Fifth bottom.
And okay, it was very different. I mean, 156 episodes. I want to say it just at the beginning here. I'll try not to say it every single time, but it was so hard to pick like my top 5. But there was also a hard thing with the bottom 5 too.
Yeah.
Because there were a couple stinkers I wanted to talk
There
about. I'm not
are
gonna get to.
lots of meh, but I actually think that there's not like a ton of, this is bad.
I gave nothing lower than a 2 out of 5.
Yeah. So the worst of Twilight Zone is still decent.
I gave a couple Fs.
You
I'm
would.
so sorry.
You would.
I don't give any Fs about season 4.
Family friendly.
There's 2 Fs.
Zack.
Anyway, my fifth bottom is an episode in season 2, episode 1, called King 9 Will Not Return. And this was Rod Serling wrote this one, but the synopsis is: a pilot of a downed World War II bomber comes to in the African desert and desperately tries to find out what happened to the rest of his crew. They have a lot of isolationist episodes where someone's by themselves trying to figure something out. This is one where guy's in the desert trying to find his crew. He thinks he sees them here. He thinks he sees them there.
Yeah.
He thinks he sees them over there. And it gets a little repetitive. The reason I had this on my worst list, because it was meh, but there's this screeching music that keeps happening throughout the episode. And I was like, stop that. Why do you keep playing that musical cue? That is annoying. And it was really irritating. And they kept doing it. And then the story didn't really go anywhere. The twist at the end... they have this kind of is it reality, is it not twist at the end. It felt cheap. Like I kind of went, you know what? Whatever. And I kind of just rolled my eyes and
So
moved
you were
along.
bored and annoyed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's sad because this is one of the shorter ones. I didn't know what was in store, so maybe it would have got bumped up a bit more. But this is one where I went, yeah, I don't want to watch that one again. I'm going to skip over it next time I watch it.
Yeah.
Ken, what was your
All
number?
right. I have an episode. It's from season 2. It's episode 19. It's Mr. Dingle the Strong.
You don't like Mr. Dingle the Strong?
Timid vacuum cleaner, salesman, and perennial punching bag, Luther Dingle is given the strength of 300 men. I can't do the impression. By experimenting aliens, and soon becomes a local celebrity.
But this is Burgess Meredith.
And Don Rickles. This one is basically, it starts in a bar. You have these grown men who are bullies picking on Burgess Meredith. And Burgess Meredith, he's an MVP of the show, right?
Oh, I loved it. Every time he was
him.
on screen.
Except
Loved
for
it.
this one. He's just picked on, and the dialogue is just, why I oughta, who's going to win the game?
But
and,
Kent, the aliens were so convincing.
Okay. And then the aliens appear. And I'm okay with like, hey, this guy gets picked on. And so half of these episodes are about, who are you going to make a deal with? What's going to happen when you make the deal?
Oh, yeah. I learned by watching Twilight Zone, I should never make a deal with the devil.
Oh,
Really?
Just now?
I just decided I'm not going to because of watching this Twilight Zone
But what if
episodes.
he convinces you to let him out of the room?
But what if it's what if it's a comedic episode, Joel? They're all bad. Anyway, so in this one, these two-headed aliens, by the way, they have giant foreheads. They have antennas sticking out, and they
look
share a body.
bad. They look bad.
And even for early Twilight Zone, where you're like, I'm going to go with it. Most of the aliens in the show are just guys wearing jumpsuits. This one, they're like, no one can see us. We are invisible. Should we make Mr. Dingle tough? And so they make him tough, and he just lifts like a park bench, and he breaks a wall. And it's just like, he's like, look how tough I am. They take his powers away. And then these alien children, which are from Venus, but they have mustaches.
He's totally spoiling an episode, you know.
Oh, okay.
Don't
5,
watch
6,
it.
7, 8. Don't watch this episode. It's really bad. It's just carnival tricks. It's a way to silence your bullies. No lesson is learned in this one at all.
I think it started with a lot of promise. I think that's why I liked it.
Yeah, but it's over the top, and it's not good.
But
Mr.
it's Don
Dingle,
Rickles.
the Strong. I know. I'm so sorry.
All right. I'll go into mine. But before I do, I wanted to throw something out there. There is a list I found on IMDb.
Okay.
Okay. 156 episodes, and every one of them has a rating.
Yeah.
And so I would like to just point out that Joel, you picked King 9 Will Not Return.
Yes.
That is on IMDb, ranked 129
Okay.
out of 156.
Okay, so pretty down there.
And Kent, you picked Mr. Dingle the
Dingle.
Strong. That was 136.
Okay.
Okay, so we're in the ballpark of that.
6.6 and a 6.5.
Yeah.
Too high.
I did, by the way, look at the lowest rated on IMDb, and I have to say I liked it more than everyone else did, apparently. Oops.
Really?
We'll
Yeah.
get there.
We'll
Maybe.
get there very soon.
Zach, what do you have?
I'm just going to throw out one that I don't really like, but a general statement, season 4. Okay? I don't like
Wait, so
season
you're
4.
saying season 4?
Generally speaking, my first one is season 4.
Explain.
So, like I mentioned earlier, this is the stretched out episodes, and I really do think that we were out of gas at this point.
Yeah.
Because even season 5, when it returns back to its normal length, you don't really hear too much about.
Well, there's
a lot.
3 all-timer
Couple good ones
episodes
in there.
But overall,
Yeah.
I think that we're running out of gas at this point.
My
There's-
notes for season 4, like
Yeah.
the first couple are all like, it's going to take a while to get used to these 45-minute episodes. Wow, these long episodes are going to be hard to get used to. I'm still not used to these longer episodes.
Yes.
Like,
And then it's done.
I'll give you first season 4, episode 12. I Dream of Jeannie.
Zach, that's my number 4.
Oh, is it? Very good. Well, let's get into it. A wiseacre genie appears from a lamp to a meek man, George P. Hanley. Hanley is so used to bad luck, he imagines how each of his 3 possible wishes could go very wrong, but the genie will grant him only one wish.
you don't know why this is in my honorable mentions. It's not in my list. Reason I didn't like it, the whole thing takes place in his mind.
Yeah.
yeah.
He never actually does anything.
And you think that would be cool because he's imagining, I only have one wish. What if I was president? Or what if I had a starlet as a wife? And you're like, these should work, but all the drama within it feels cheaply put together.
It's a tonal mismatch,
Yes.
too. It's kind of all over the place. It does the comedy thing, or at least it tries, and that is just not what this show should have.
I should point out, by the way, this episode, I Dream of Jeannie, it came out, Genie, the traditional spelling of Genie,
Yes.
came out before the sitcom I Dream of Jeannie, Geannie.
Whoa, I didn't know that. But also, there are a lot of retreads throughout the series.
Yeah.
This is essentially a retread of The Man in the Bottle.
Yes.
Which happened earlier.
Which
and
is so much
is
better.
Much better. So,
That
yeah.
Genie, I could have watched him all
Yeah,
day.
me too.
He was
This
so
one,
good.
he comes out and he's got the Yonkers accent. He's got a cigar right out of the lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking like this. I always have.
And from the IMDb side of things, I Dream of Jeannie ranks with a 6.2 at 151.
Oh, near the bottom then.
Very near the bottom. So not well regarded by the general.
Completely skip most of season 4, especially this episode.
Yes, there are. I have an honorable mention from season 4. One we'll get to, but yeah, again, the general sense, don't really care for it. And this episode, I rolled my eyes quite a bit as I was watching it.
I bet you did.
All right.
Back to you, Joel.
All right, so my number 4 is from season 4, episode 15, The Incredible World of Horace Ford.
Joel, that's my number 4.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
So this is one starring Pat Hingle, which if you don't know who Pat Hingle is, he's Commissioner Gordon in Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher's Batman.
Yeah.
And here's a synopsis. Toy maker Horace Ford is increasingly preoccupied with memories of his childhood, endangering his job and marriage. But a visit to his old neighborhood brings a haunting encounter, suggesting the time was not as idyllic as he remembers. Mm-hmm. So, Zach, why did you put this as your number 4?
In a general sense, I don't know. I just felt like this one was
meandering.
It was just like, oh, look, nostalgia.
Can I just say that I found Pat Hingle's portrayal of Horace Ford to be incredibly grating?
Yeah,
he was like he was like a man child where he's like, "No, you don't understand. This toy robot needs this thing. It needs it." And I spent the whole episode trying to figure out why people put up with him.
Mm-hmm. It's like a petulant child.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so there is the moral of the story is you can't go back to your childhood, and I understand that. That also seems to be the exact same story as The Trouble with Templeton in season 2 and Walking Distance in season 1, where people try to romanticize the past and then they're like, oh, it's not as good as I remember. But Pat Hingle is so annoying in this episode, I could not stomach it, and I don't want to watch this one again. So apparently Zach and I agree.
I did not care for that one.
Don't watch The Incredible World of Horace Ford. Back to me again?
Yeah, back to you.
Okay, this is confusing. So, my number 3 is from season 5. Episode 22.
Oh.
It's a snobby French film called An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. This one is a cheat because this is not a Twilight Zone episode made by Twilight Zone. This is a French Cannes Film Festival film that Rod Serling saw and went, I want to show that. I want to use that. So they took it, they stole it, and they put it on there.
Never been more disappointed in you.
Kate, you have to realize something about me. I am not a fan of French New Wave cinema.
This is hardly that.
This is exactly that. I was watching this going...
This is essentially a silent
French,
film, Joel.
Oh, it's not... Well, okay. Mm-hmm. If a silent film had terrible sound editing and terrible editing...
Oh, there's reasons, Joel. I'll get into it.
This is one of those things where I was like, okay, the plot... average. That's an average Twilight Zone episode. I like that part of it. The editing and music were bad. It drug the story down.
I've got issues here.
The synopsis, by the way, during the American Civil War in 1862, a condemned Confederate prisoner, Peyton Farquhar, is due to be hanged by Union troops.
A living man.
And this is based on a short story by Ambrose Bierce of the same name, directed by Robert Enrico. And it really was, to me, this snobby art film in the middle of my Twilight Zone. I did not like it.
I can't.
I'm sorry,
I can't. I want to give you a fresh pair of eyes outside of the Twilight Zone to watch this.
This reminded me of those times in film class when they make us watch a film and be like, look, Fellini is so important. Watch 8.5. And I'm like, I'm hating this. I hate this.
Okay, we're going to talk about this. All right, I'm going to go next with season 5, episode 24. What's in the box? So most of my episodes that I've chosen are comedic because I don't think comedy works in the Twilight Zone. No. This one is not a comedy, but it plays it like it should be. This one is just mean-spirited. So the story of this one is philanderer Joe Britt sees his indiscretion shown on his own TV set after it was worked on by a unique repairman.
Oh, yeah.
So this one, you've got a couple.
I had to look it up.
This guy's a taxi driver. He comes in. His wife's like, have you been stepping out on me? He's like, no, I would never do that. And he gets this TV repairman to fix his TV for free. He's not super kind to him because everyone here is a horrible person. And I struggle watching Twilight Zone episodes, where I don't like a single person.
When everyone's bad, yeah.
Yeah, and so
I get it.
The husband and wife just yell at each other. The repairman is obviously up to no good, and he is from the Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm. He's the voice of Piglet.
Yeah, he's awful. Like, I hated this guy after this. And so he fixes the TV.
Wait, you hated the TV repairman?
Yes. He fixes the TV because then the husband and wife see the husband murder the wife. And they go, what's happening? And the husband goes, oh no, is this my future? And so then he says, I need to correct this. And he tells his wife, you know what? I've been having indiscretions. I need to make this right. So she taunts him, and he makes him really mad. He murders her, just like the scene they saw on the TV.
Yep.
And so then he sees himself.
Kent's just spoiling like crazy. He's not even trying to hold these back.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, so we only spoil the bad ones? We don't spoil the good ones?
Kind of. Spoiler alert. He sees his own trial and execution on the TV, and the cops take him away. And the repairman shows up to the crime scene and says, "Hey, how did that repair go for you? You want to recommend me to anyone else?" And I was like, ew. Like, this whole episode felt dark because I think the Twilight Zone should teach a message, not say, "Hey, saw the murder."
No, but he was mean to the guy.
Happen.
He was mean to the guy. And
No,
so the
I'm
guy
sorry.
exposed his past. I liked this one.
It's mean spirited.
Not like super liked, but it got a 3.5 from me.
It was hard for me to watch because I hated every character. Zach, what do you got?
I like baseball.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Baseball's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
But season 1, episode 35, The Mighty Casey, is a baseball episode that is not good.
So...
But can you appreciate it on like an ironic level? I know.
No.
I'm trying.
So it's, a down and out baseball team's fortunes are lifted by a mysterious but seemingly unbeatable young baseball player. It's like Barry Bonds, but androids or something. It's kind of sappy. Again, there's some comedy involved, but it's kind of slapsticky, but very inconsistent. And the stakes are just kind of dull. And yeah, after, I don't want to spoil it like Kent, but I just found myself going, that's it. It feels like somebody was just given an assignment going, "Hey, baseball's popular. Do a baseball one." They're like, I don't know. I read the Casey at the Bat poem once. We'll just kind of do that.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, I was like, this is going to be maybe a bigger disappointment. I'm like, this could be
But
fun.
you
And
could
it wasn't.
you could see it having like a fear of technology. Like,
Sure.
could baseball players, could people in industry be replaced by robots?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And they do it in a comedy way, which is kind of corny.
Sure.
I like
But it plays into that.
Yeah, it's like bad replicants.
I like the setup. It was the ending where I went, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got a little weird there. I will also mention that after every single time I watched a Twilight Zone episode, I'd go to IMDb and I'd look up the trivia about each episode.
Yeah. I just do that all the time.
This one, yeah, as do I. This one, by the way, there's some dark stuff behind the scenes.
There was a death and a recasting.
Can you share any? Can you,
no, I was going to say, do you want
hey, it's October.
It
Joel,
is.
Come on.
The short version is the guy who plays Casey.
The man.
Oh my gosh! I just realized I had second Fletch reference of the night. He's in the original Fletch, but also he got into some pretty big legal drama and killed the guy. So, yeah,
The robot?
the robot, the guy who played the robot. The robot's not real.
Oh, I didn't
The guy
know.
who played the robot,
Manager died. The
What?
guy who played the manager died,
and they had to recast
reshoot
it. Yeah,
reshoot it.
There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes in this one.
Also ranked 153 on IMDb out of 150.
You're playing it safe over there.
Yeah, apparently. Your
Okay.
last one was like 111 or something.
Oh, okay.
You know, so
And I hate it because the one I chose. I mean, I guess I just dare to be the villain sometimes. But what is it? Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. I know people revere it a little bit.
Yeah, they should.
I think it's probably in the upper 50
Yeah.
of that
Easily.
list, Zach, I'm guessing.
which one?
The
Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge.
Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge.
I can't spell that word.
Just do Owl Creek.
Occurrence.
20.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
ranks 20 on IMDb.
And I don't get it. This
Because
is the
it's
Emperor's New
8.2.
Clothes is what it
It's
is.
amazing.
Emperor's New
Yeah.
Clothes.
Yeah.
It's called Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge, Joel. Come on.
If you don't like it, then you don't understand film.
True, actually.
Yeah.
We were just talking about a paranoia of technology, so I'm going to jump in here and continue that. Season 2, episode 4.
Is it a thing about machines? Yeah.
Yes.
Not one of mine, but honorable mention.
Bartlett Finchley's paranoia about machines around proves true. And you know what? I was like, hey, remember Better Call Saul? That was kind of fun, how he's like scared of energy or something, whatever it was, electronic
like
energy.
external things and
Like,
electric.
this is kind of that. But that was way more fun, and that show isn't fun at all.
The little shaver is traveling across the ground, you know?
The premise is
Technology's going to be replacing
kind
us.
of lame, and maybe this is a modern lens. Maybe I'd look back on it and go, were you really scared of technology like that?
Yeah.
The show is just a one-trick pony, right?
Oh,
it's
it totally
just,
is.
It's just like, oh, look, there's a razor. Oh, there's a TV. There's a typewriter. Oh, the car. That's how we're going to end it with big technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bartlett Finchley, he's a super unlikable character, and it's tough to, watch a whole episode of that. And the horror it's just not fun, overly predictable. And
Yeah.
I just found it quite dull.
Okay, I'm going to jump in after.
Okay.
Mr. Beavis.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not a good one.
So a guardian angel offers to help a good-natured man who is having a bad day. Mr. Beavis is in season 1, and this is the first time I went, oh, the tone changed. What happened? Because this one is kind of like, you can tell they were trying to, maybe not, but it felt like they were trying to launch a few sitcoms off of some of these episodes.
Some of these were backdoor pilots. And this one was near the end of season 1, and I feel like they were running out of steam at this point.
Yeah,
bit.
especially for season 1. So in this one, basically, angels notice that a guy has really bad luck, and work is bad, his love life is bad, everything is bad for him. So a guardian angel comes down. By the way, guardian angel, he's pretty mean. I did not like him.
Yeah.
And the guardian angel says, hey, look, do you want your life to be better? Like, there wasn't a lot of morality here. He says, maybe you could get a $10 raise a week at work. Like, how does that sound? And basically, Mr. Beavis, who's super goofy, super over the top, goes, yeah. He basically said, no, I'd rather just live my life than do well.
Yeah.
Which is good.
He was
right?
happy and poor, and he didn't want to be rich.
You
and
don't want to
lonely.
cheat the system, but at the same time, the guardian angel wasn't like, here's a monkey's paw situation where you're going to be tricked. He's like, you're going to do better. You're not going to be evicted anymore. How does that sound?
But then he doesn't get quality time with the kids in his neighborhood.
And this one is kind of a tie with Cavender is coming.
I did it. That's my number 2.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Good segue.
So my number 2 is Cavender is Coveting, which is the exact same story,
It's the gender cross.
but with Carol Burnett in the lead.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this was directed, by the way, Christian Nyby, who's actually not a bad director, but
she ends up like jumping through a mirror.
big
it's
window.
So,
Yeah.
inept
forced.
apprentice guardian angel Harmon Cavender is chastised by a superior and given a final chance to earn his wings by helping an unconventional big city woman, the young socially awkward Agnes Grepp. So this was supposed to be a comedy, but it does not work. It's not
Like,
that
does
funny.
it seem like there should have been a laugh track in this one?
There was a laugh track. When the
Not
show,
what I watched.
No, the episode was originally broadcast with a laugh track, and then it's the only episode to ever feature one.
Ew.
But then they removed it in later episodes. And this was supposed to be a backdoor pilot episode for a comedy series featuring the Cavender character. Like, he was going to be a bumbling angel helping people. And it is pretty much the same story as Mr. Beavis, with, I think it's worse than Mr. Beavis.
Okay.
So far, Joel, you win the IMDb game. Out of 156, this is 154.
Oh.
Hey. So yeah, Cavender is coming from season 3, episode 36. I'd also say avoid that one.
All right, Joel, just jump in. What's your number 1? Worst bottom.
I feel bad about my number 1.
Oh.
Why?
I feel bad about
Is
my
that a
number
hot
1.
take?
It's not exactly a hot take. I don't think it's a beloved episode, but it's The Big Tall Wish.
Oh, yeah, I didn't like that.
Because
I gave it a D.
This was the first one. So this is season 1, episode 27.
People like this one.
No.
Yeah.
But this is one where I watched it, and it was the first one where I went, it's the first one I gave a low score to. I'm like, that's not good. So the synopsis.
131. out of
Oh, okay. Kind of low.
Okay. The synopsis: an aging boxer finds himself the winner of a match he thought he had lost, the result of a 6-year-old's frantic wish. But can a world-weary, embittered man still believe in miracles, or will he turn his back on them? I love how IMDb sometimes just gives a little diatribe there. There is way too much monologuing in this episode. Just people basically talking to the camera. It's like he just typed up these big, long speeches and had everyone do it. And the kid being like, I'm going to give you a wish, a really, really big wish. And there's so much overacting. It wasn't suspenseful. And the whole time I was watching it, I was like, oh man, there's going to be bad episodes of Twilight Zone. So I think that's why I put it as my number 1. Yeah. Because this is the one that kind of broke Twilight Zone for me. In the sense of it's not going to be all good.
Oh,
yeah.
Joel, my number 1 is almost the same reason.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to jump in.
Go for
number
it.
1, right?
Yeah, number 1.
Mine is The Last Night of a Jockey. This is the Mickey Rooney one for like the same reason. So
Concept great.
yeah, interesting idea, but I found Mickey Rooney quite annoying. So he plays, I guess, while waiting in his shabby hotel room to hear the results of his race-fixing hearing, washed-up jockey Michael Grady is granted a wish whose fruition means the world to him. And I just...
Now, this is season 5, Zach, so this is pretty late on.
Yes. But this is an episode that I remembered one of the earlier ones that I saw. So I'd seen a couple of good ones, and then I saw this one. And I went, this is cheesy.
Yeah.
I don't like this show. So the episode itself, granted, it does rank low, 149 out of 156 on IMDb. But I found it, again, I found it kind of annoying. I found the premise to be
It's silly.
whatever. And I found the twist to be super obvious.
Oh, yeah.
And so this whole episode was cheesy to the point where I went, oh, I don't like this show.
Yeah.
So this is probably a couple of good episodes in that.
Well, and that one was almost a direct ripoff of Nervous Man in a $4 Room, because it's one person in a room conversing with someone else in a mirror and all that, and on the phone. And I just, as I got to the end, I was like, wow, Mickey Rooney's really swinging for the fences with his performance, but it's not working.
It's not working. But again, the whole thing, like, wow, he's got little big man. You know, he feels small.
Yeah.
He wants to be big. What's going to happen? I don't know. And I was like, this is lame. So while it may not be the worst episode, it is one that put me off of the show. So I had to punish it.
Okay. You must be punished.
Let's jump back to season 4 for my least favorite episode, and it's season 4,
We're doing all season 4 again?
Please do.
episode 18.
Yep.
And it's called
The Bard.
That
It's hard.
one, if I
It's
remember
hard.
right,
It's really, really hard.
if I remember right, that is the worst rated.
Because
It is 156.
it's
of
the worst
156.
episode of this show. Once again, we have a comedy. This is a 45-minute or 50-minute with all the commercials and everything comedy.
You want to yuck it up with Shakespeare?
Yeah, so this is a talentless but relentless self-promoting hack who dreams of becoming a successful television writer, uses a book of magic to summon Shakespeare to write dramatic teleplays that he passes off as his own.
I want to be clear, I did not give this a passing grade.
Would you give it?
2.5.
Okay, that's pretty high.
But it's because that Burt Reynolds.
Okay.
Burt Reynolds doing the
So-
impersonation of Marlon Brando.
So he's working in the industry. This is a longer
Pretty good.
episode. So they just
spot on.
these longer episodes, instead of showing like 4 principal characters or maybe 5, there's like 17 characters.
Yeah.
And at one point, because he's working in the studio industry, you have a young Burt Reynolds coming in playing Marlon Brando, essentially,
And it's a spot on impersonation.
to the point where Brando was mad at Burt Reynolds for a long time.
I spent the whole time, not the whole time, but the first little bit, I was like, wait, is that really Brando? No, it's not Brando. That's not. And then I didn't realize it was Burt Reynolds until like halfway into the episode. Then I'm like, oh, wait, I know him.
Yeah.
I thought it was mostly fluff.
No,
And I
this is
think
this is a 45-minute fluff. That makes me angry.
Then I think I also give it a little boost because it's the last of the long episodes. And I'm like, oh, okay, we made it.
Okay. But this is one of those where the character is selfish and gets a payoff.
Yeah.
There's no real downturn for this guy.
No.
It's just like a
Or
sitcom.
for Shakespeare.
Yeah, that's true. It's just a sitcom with annoying characters, and I hated it so much.
And I think IMDb agrees with you, Ken. And I would agree with you. It's not good.
Yeah.
So you can skip that.
Okay, can we skip the negativity? Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's give some awards first.
Yes, awards in the middle here, which means they're not going to be in our top 5. They're not going to be in our bottom 5, but we feel they should be mentioned.
They're worth watching because they're category winners.
Yeah.
Who has the most?
I have many, although I probably won't do
Should we
them
go
all.
pretty fast for these ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shout outs.
My corny after school special award goes to The Fever. So this is season 1, episode 17. It's about a guy who goes to Las Vegas. He's really kind of prudish. He doesn't want to do anything in Vegas. He thinks it's all bad. And then he tries a slot machine. And the slot machine starts to talk to him. And then
Franklin.
It sounds so terrible.
Franklin.
And it's so corny. And I watched this going, seriously? We're going with this? It's like this very on the nose, don't gamble, kids. But by the way, don't gamble, kids. But
Joel? This is almost my top 5.
What?
I love The Fever. This is my favorite morality tale.
Really?
Yeah, I love this episode. I've seen this episode more than any other Twilight Zone episode.
But why?
Do you know why?
Why?
It taught me not to gamble.
Oh, good.
I literally would go to Vegas with my buddies, like in spring break in college.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go do slot machines.
Franklin.
And I'd literally hear, Franklin. And my buddy, Seth, he'd go, Carlsruhe. Carlsruhe. And I was like, stop it.
This was inspired, by the way, by Rod Serling when he went to Las Vegas, and he got he's called it enslaved by a merciless one-armed bandit.
Oh, I love it.
And he
Yeah, that's a slot machine, by the way.
Yeah. There you go. The Fever.
I feel like this is a horror episode because this slot machine haunts this guy.
Yeah.
Whether it's a waking dream or whatnot. And you see the slot machine, which is just super cheesy, next to... I'm spoiling episodes. I got to cut it out. But it is a monster. It's a monster movie with the slot machine.
But it's corny.
I love it so much.
I'm surprised.
Okay, I'm going to jump right. That was also one of my category winners.
Oh, okay. What was your award?
Favorite morality tale or episode I've seen the most.
So apparently like corny after school specials.
Actually, yeah, Zach, let's jump right to you for an award.
Okay. In this case, I will give you the Known Dread Award. This is an episode that I was watching going, I know how this is going to end. and I don't look forward to it. This is from season 5, episode 26, The Masks.
Oh,
I love the masks.
It's kind of hated online. Is what I saw.
I like it, and maybe it is something where you go, oh, what's going to happen is quite obvious.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming, and I was like, oh no.
That is a new favorite of mine.
Yeah,
A dying patriarch forces his greedy heirs to wear masks until midnight. And
But why?
But why? They stand to inherit money and all of this. And, and he's telling them, like, you guys stink. I don't like you guys. You're all terrible people. Put on these masks and wonder what's going to happen.
So, if I may,
Yes.
I actually gave this one an award as well.
Yeah.
I gave this one and Uncle Simon the award for Insult Masterclass.
Yeah.
Because this one, the dying millionaire, it just insults his kids, and he does it in such a way. It's such clever writing. I'm like, that is an amazing way to insult somebody.
Well, and the dynamic is interesting because he can insult them and they won't really, like, they'll just take it because they want his money.
Yeah. And the way he does it too, when he's insulting them by being sarcastic, and I'm loving it. And Uncle Simon, which is also a season 5, but episode 8, that one, Barbara Polk, the long-suffering caretaker to her cranky inventor Uncle Simon, receives a most unpleasant surprise from his lawyer after her uncle's death. The uncle, just this constant barrage of insults to his niece, and she throws it back at him, and I was so entertained by the creative insults they were throwing at each other. I was like, I love the writing in this. So both of those.
And what, the Forbidden Planet robot shows up?
Oh, Robbie the Robot. Yeah, he appeared a couple times. But yeah, The Masks and Uncle Simon. If you want to insult Masterclass, watch those 2 episodes.
Indeed.
So there's another award for me. Kent, you want to go back to you?
The best episode that's not an episode. And Joel, let me tell you why an occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge is so amazing.
Hold on, let's play some
So a
snubby French
Confederate
music.
sympathizer is about to be hanged when the rope breaks, allowing him to escape and return home. Now, Joel, I think it's context. I watched this one at USU in film class. External of Twilight Zone.
So they told you it was good and you believed it.
No, here's the thing. You have to study it because the way this is filmed, the first couple of minutes. No, really quickly.
You have to study it, Joel.
Listen, give me a second. So the way it's filmed is when everything's going poorly and he's about to be put to death, it's blurry. It's shot poorly. You'd hear garbled voices. But as soon as that rope drops and breaks, he comes alive and everything is clear. You see spider webs clearly. You hear the water clearly. You see bugs and everything. And the song comes up, A Living Man. And that
Oh my gosh, that song was so annoying.
I love it so much. I actually literally love it. And so then he experiences the horror of war and survival to the point where it does at the end.
We did say we were going to go quick on these, right, Zach?
It becomes a Twilight Zone episode by the end where you go, oh yeah, I've seen this trope in other things, but the way it's played out in this breaks my heart every time I watch it. Because the music notes of dun, dun, when he's chasing his love, it is so good. I love it so much. This may be, anyways, I'll just leave it there. Yes.
I'm glad you like this, Kent.
Thank you very much.
I want to give another award here to Gave Me the Chills, So I Had to Watch It Again award.
Okay, I think I have this one too.
And this one goes to The Howling Man.
The scariest episode.
Yes.
What is it about this episode that gets me?
Okay, do you wish it was a mystery the entire time?
No, I kind of liked,
So,
it's a little corny at the
A
end.
man lost in a storm finds a monastery where the monks claim a howling prisoner is the devil himself. This one gives me chills even thinking about it.
Yeah. So, and that's the story. Is this guy is trying to get in the storm. These people are being weird about letting him in. This is season 2, episode 5, by the way. And then he gets in there and they start you hear this screaming in the background, and that kept getting chills like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's like, what's that screaming? They're like, what's screaming?
Well, I think what works for this one, and you can tell when the Twilight Zone makes an effort with its cinematography, they're like, this will be a good episode.
Yeah.
This isn't filmed in one room.
Look at that Dutch angle.
This one is filmed like a scary story is being told.
Yeah.
To the audience, and you're like, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
And it is a scary story.
And it is. It's more of a horror film.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that. And then it's like a 10 Cloverfield Lane, where in that movie, she's trapped down in this bunker and he's like, hey, the world's pretty bad outside. And you don't know if you believe him or not.
And you almost don't need to know.
And so in this one, it's the same thing where they're like, hey, this guy, don't trust him. And he's like, well, but he's imprisoned. And
you guys are mean.
Yeah. And so, and you question the whole time because they kind of play both sides here and you don't know which way it's going to go. And then when the ending happens, a little corny, but I still was like,
I think the transformation
I like
really
that.
cool.
It was really cool. I watched that. That's one of the reasons I want to watch it
Did
again.
you just call straight up growing horns corny. A little bit. What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So yeah, wow. I'm glad you like that too.
It's the scariest episode.
Because it gave me the chills.
Yeah, it's a good Halloween episode, everyone.
Yeah. And it none of these are like super horror anyway. Like they're all pretty phase 1 kind of horror stuff. But yeah, that's a good one.
All right, Zach, do you have another category? Another award?
Twist that actually got me. Okay. Once you know the flavor, kind of mentioned it earlier. Once you know the flavor of Twilight Zone, you're like, I know how this is going to go. And you're happy a lot of the time. But one that actually got me from season 2, episode 15, The Invaders.
Yes.
Zach, this is my underrated and undersized award.
When a woman investigates a clamor in the attic of her rural house, she discovers a small UFO with little aliens emerging from it. Or so it seems.
Now, why this works is because it's cheesy.
It is.
It's so silly.
It is.
You're like, what is going on?
It's an homage
here?
to silent films.
I didn't care for it until the end.
Yeah, tell us
And
more.
then I went, so
Wait, do you want to spoil or you want to see?
should we spoil this one?
I don't know if we can.
I don't
Okay,
think
let's not.
Like
This is one where
this is really good.
The twist is what makes it better because I was actually really annoyed by this.
Well-
So Agnes Moorehead is the star here, who you know is the mother-in-law from Bewitched, if you know that show at all. And she's doing this all by herself pretty much. And I was like, okay, she's overacting a bit.
These little alien things,
Robots.
They're,
Yeah,
UFO.
little robots.
but
things.
they're little, right?
Yeah.
They're attacking with laser beams, so you don't see the impact. But she's just being ravaged by these creatures, and you're like, survive. It's like an Evil Dead sort of play, like you said, silent film, where you're like, okay, get out of here.
Yeah.
You should be able to beat them, and you just want her to win so bad.
Yeah. And I think that one of the reasons I ended up loving this episode was because of watching a bunch of Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Like, if this one is almost a reward to a Twilight Zone watcher of going,
Yes.
you might think you know how this one's going, but I bet you don't. You know?
It is universally seen as goofy.
I think it is silly, but
Because she's overacting.
and I couldn't in good conscience put this in my top 5, but I
Right.
was like, because I genuinely think that the twist took it from a bad episode to a really fun one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. If I may jump in right here, because funny you should mention that, Zach, because I gave my next award the, well, that's dumb and dumber award. Because as I was watching The Invaders and Stopover in a Quiet Town, there's a certain musical cue that plays. If I may play it now on the air for all to hear.
Go for it.
Now, if that sounds familiar to any of you there, because I'm watching the Agnes Moorehead one, it's the Twilight Zone episode, that came on, and all of a sudden, I was in a bathroom stall with sea bass. Because that's what happened.
Oh, is that the music?
That's the music.
How do you
When he
even
looks
know?
at his watch, that is the musical cue that hits. And they play it again in Stopover in a Quiet Town. I did the same thing where I'm like, ugh. Which, by the way, Stopover in a Quiet Town is season 5, episode 30. The morning after a wild night of partying, a hungover married couple awaken in an unfamiliar and an artificial place.
I gave this an award as well. I gave it my second favorite train-based Twilight Zone episode.
I think I know what your first one is.
Yeah,
then. Yeah. But no, I think that honestly, there's not much to say about the episode. They're fine. Like both sides, I gave passing grades, and I enjoyed.
Stopover in a Quiet Town, another one. I think that the twist is fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they do it well because there's a couple episodes like that where these people like
The revisiting the past, I don't love.
No, I don't. For whatever reason, Twilight Zone in time.
Yeah.
Not the best.
I agree.
Yeah, but Stopover in a Quiet Town is one where I went, okay, we've done this kind of episode before where people are in an unfamiliar place and everything doesn't seem to be what it is.
Yeah.
But this one, it landed, stuck the landing on that
twist is
one.
fun.
But yeah, hearing that musical cue was for me like,
Oh my gosh, I
what?
never pieced it together, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's hearing it out of context. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if the Farrelly brothers were like, we need to use that from the Twilight Zone episode, or they picked it, whatever. If it was a direct,
It's gotta-
intentional homage or not.
And
If so, which episode? The Invaders or Stopover in a Quiet Town? I don't know.
I'm going to give an award for the most heartbreaking, and this is The Lonely. This is a season 1 episode. A convicted murderer who protests his innocence is sent to a deserted asteroid in space to serve a 50-year sentence. Basically, 4 times a
Grim
year,
Reaper.
this prisoner, who is by himself on this asteroid, gets visited, and they bring him stuff. Here's some supplies and everything, and they eventually bring him a robot woman and say, we know you need company. And so the way this plays out...
He's a real jerk.
Well, the way this plays out is heartbreaking at the end.
Although,
And as watching this kid, I was like, oh no.
as I do sometimes, Kent.
Yeah.
This is one where I came up with what I feel is a better ending in my head. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Because I watched the ending, I'm like, oh, it's going to go here, it's going to go here, and then it didn't, and I was like, dang it.
I think this one is very relevant, especially with like AI becoming what it could be and replacing actual humanity and connection with robots and AI. I think it will age very well.
My next award I'm going to give is, hey, that seems familiar. And I'm giving it to Little Girl Lost. This is season 3, episode 26.
Frustrating.
This one, awakened by the cries of their daughter Bettina, Chris and Ruth Miller enter her room to find that she has vanished, even though they can still hear her crying. This one, to me, Little Girl Lost, feels like the epitome of Twilight Zone. It's suspenseful, it's creepy, there's something unexplainable happening, and I was kind of just captured by this one, and the whole time I'm like, it's like Poltergeist. It's like Poltergeist. Poltergeist ripped this off. Poltergeist got this from this. Because it really is scary. It's actually based on the writer. His young daughter rolled off her bed when she fell asleep and rolled against the wall. And so they heard her crying. They went in and they couldn't find her for a little bit. And so it was inspired by that. And I'm like, oh man, that's great. Also, I recognize this from Homer Cubed in Treehouse of Horror 6. I think that was that one. So yeah, Little Girl Lost. That's a good creepy one if you want to watch
it feels
that.
Powerless. Yeah.
Because what can you do? The fifth dimension or fourth dimension, I guess there. It was a little weird how they do it, but they're trying. So yeah, good one.
I've got my favorite new episode. So I've seen maybe a third of the episodes.
Really? I thought you'd seen them all.
No. There were so many that I was like, oh, this is not one of the classics.
Many.
There's so many.
Yeah.
And so The Silence is one of my my new favorite episode. So an aristocratic club member bets that a talkative acquaintance cannot stay silent for an entire year. So they're just having this party. You talk so much. I bet you can't stay quiet. Oh, yeah? What do you wager?
Oh, and he goes after him like, I find you insufferable.
Yeah. And because the guy never stops talking. And so the guy says, I will not say a word for an entire year. And so this guy's like, okay, let's see, because I'll offer you this much money. And he keeps encouraging him. He's like, oh, yeah, you want to know what's happening in your life? Because he gets sealed away, basically, in a room. Yeah. And he's being watched so that he won't say a word. The benefactor keeps saying horrible things about his family. And, do you know what your wife's doing right now? And
wait, don't spoil this one.
I will not spoil this one.
Because this is one where I didn't see them coming until right before.
And guess what? It wasn't like, that's clever. I feel like I got the wind knocked out of me.
This is a gut punch. This is a gut punch.
Uh-huh.
In my notes here, by the way, it says, a bet that someone won't speak for a year feels like a Mr. Beast video.
Yeah, probably.
But it was much more serious.
But this one hurt so much. It made such an impact. I was like, oh, yeah, I hurt. So I love it. Zach, what do you got?
Winning the award for my first favorite train-based episode is A Stop at Willoughby.
Okay.
Season 1, episode 30. I think I feel like this one's considered a classic and one of the more well-known ones. But tired of his miserable job and wife, a businessman starts dreaming on the train each night about an old idyllic town called Willoughby. Soon he has to know whether the town is real and fancies the thought of seeking refuge there. This is one of those that, almost like the last one that you mentioned, Kent, where it ended and I went, oh, yeah, well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
It's like not a super...
Although this is one where I knew it ended exactly where I thought it was going to.
Sure.
Like, okay.
Sure.
Still good though. Still good.
Yeah, no, but I do think that, it's one that I think about when I think about the Twilight Zone episodes that I, watched originally when I started watching the show. So
yeah.
It's a good one.
My next award goes to What I Need Is More, because the episode's titled What You Need. So if you don't know what you need is, it's from season 1, episode 12. A small-time crook plans to exploit an old street peddler who has the uncanny knack of selling people exactly what they will shortly need. And it's an episode where I wanted to know more about this guy's abilities, because you walk up to someone who's like, he has a bag and he's like, I know what you need. And he'll give him a match or something like that. And it turns out they need the match later on in the day. So there's some sort of premonition he's having. And I was watching this one going, oh, this is fun. And it ends a little corny. It ends a little cheesy, just because I think the effects at the time. But originally, the short story it was based on was about a machine that could foretell people's probable future. But in this one, the guy, I want to watch this one again, because I was like, that one was fun. I want to know more about that character, and I wish I had more about him.
Love it. Okay, I have one for the final scene messed me up, and I'm not going to mention the final scene, but it's from The Dummy.
Yeah.
The Dummy.
I watched this one with my daughter, and we were watching, and I go, yeah, I know this episode. I've seen this episode. It can't be that good. I mean, a ventriloquist doll story, and oh no, there's something creepy going on with it.
To be honest, didn't care for the ventriloquism scenes.
Okay.
Like, I just thought, oh, this is bad.
They wanted a bit.
Well, it just keeps going, and it's not funny or entertaining. I'm like, why are those people laughing? This is bad.
Right.
But it's a good ending.
But the ending is sinister.
Yeah.
Like, it just really works. And there's this whole psychological thing going on, because it's one of those stories. Yeah. But the way the end plays out is more physical. than it is psychological. And I got chills.
Double creeps.
Even my daughter, who was like on an iPad, she's like playing Roblox. She looks up, she's like, what the? And I'm like, I know. And it's really well paced.
If I may give a little bit of a hot take here, Ken, I feel like the Dead of Night was a movie that has a kind of ventriloquist story, dummy come to life thing. And Tales from the Crypt had also a dummy episode. I thought those did a better job of this story.
Standing on the shoulder of this giant.
Exactly. They are standing on the shoulder. But you talk about that visceral reaction. I'm not going to get into the details of the Tales from the Crypt one either, but that ending of the Tales from the Crypt one horrified me.
It's so scary.
That's with Bobcat Goldthwait. And But I was like, when I was watching the dummy, I was like, are they gonna go there though?
Yeah.
By the way, the actor in that, Cliff Robertson, aka Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
From the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
It is Uncle Ben.
He was in there a couple times.
Okay, I have a weird one off the wall, and I'm apparently just like ranking things in a weird way in my. But
Sure.
I'm gonna give you my third favorite piece of Twilight Zone material.
Okay.
The first being the show.
Okay.
The second being the ride.
Okay.
The third being, this had such a good pinball machine.
The pinball machine is so good.
It's legendary.
It's
It's so
amazing.
good. It's legendary.
It's like
The artwork is so good.
It's like $10,000 online. I'm not kidding. I'm looking it
I
up
want
right
it.
now. But the Twilight Zone pinball it stands out.
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Yes, it's iconic. And if I had an extra $10,000, I would throw one in my house right now.
Yeah. I was at a hotel when I was 12 years old on this trip with my cousins, and the hotel was so creepy. It's like the Shining Hotel.
Carlsgrove.
And they had this pinball machine. And that's when I discovered and fell in love. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's like he's standing in the doorway.
Yeah.
Lights coming through. It's a legend. So shout out Twilight Zone pinball.
My next award is The Simpsons Did It Better. And I'm going to give this to two. I'm giving it to The Little People and It's a Good Life. So The Little People is about these astronauts who discovered this race of tiny little people, and they become their gods. And It's a Good Life is one about a boy who has supernatural powers where he can control anything and everything, and everyone fears him.
A bad man. This is my award.
It's a good thing that I chose this for The Simpsons Did It Better.
Try to manipulate
It's a very good thing.
Mine, It's a Good Life, is the worst town to live in the Twilight Zone.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I also gave this one an award.
Which is?
Too close to home. Gentlemen.
Because it's about a little kid being overly controlling?
I have a 3-year-old son. We live this.
Is it a good thing that he lives there?
Single day.
So to paint a picture, right? This is a community. This largely takes place inside a house where people are placating this child, and they cannot cross him. They have to do everything, play the right music for this child, and not disrupt anything, or you could become something.
Watch the movies
sent
that
to the
he has
cornfield.
created, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And
But
imagine a kid making a movie.
It's a movie of the things
Like
you see
dinosaur
your kids
toys.
plays, dinosaur toys hitting each other, and he thinks it's the greatest thing.
Yeah.
And we haven't really talked about it, but the movie
Yeah, it's
that
good.
came out,
Yeah.
there essentially the movie is 4 remakes, including this one.
I think it's 3 remakes and original, or maybe it's 4 remakes and 1 original. But there's 1 original.
3 remakes and 1
because
loosely based.
The original one is the one where people actually got killed on set, and it put a whole weird vibe over the whole movie. Yeah.
This is also an award for like my favorite opening monologue, because in this one, Rod Serling is talking for 2 minutes, and you're like, okay, you're talking about the town. Like, what's so special? And he goes, I forgot something, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to introduce you to the monster. And they show the kid.
It's just a kid.
And I was like, oh my word.
And I believe that's the one they used that intro from It's a Good Life as part of the Tower of Terror. Like they kind of repurposed Rod Serling doing that. So the Simpsons episodes, by the way, and truth be told, I like both Little People and It's a Good Life. Like I think those are good episodes. But Simpsons, I think when they have Bart, what is the name of that episode?
Simpson.
No.
Treehouse of Horror.
No, it's
Treehouse of Horror IIX.
It's Treehouse of Horror. I'm trying to remember it's Treehouse of Horror 2, but I'm trying to remember what the section is called. Maybe that's one that we're doing sections.
He wears sunglasses.
Because they're all having different dreams. But it is one where that was one where Bart, I guess the Jack in the Box effect is a little more effective in the Simpsons episode. I also like the ending of Homer giving him a hug and Bart waking up screaming. Comedic ending there that I think worked. And then with Lisa was the Genesis tub where she actually zaps her food with a thing of cola and she creates a whole race. And so I enjoy both those, but I do think the Twilight Zone episodes are good as well.
All right, Joel, I know you have a couple more.
I have 2 quick words I want to give before we go away. Reality can be more frightening than fiction, and I'm going to go with The Shelter.
Ooh.
So that's season 3, episode 3, and it's a suburban dinner party is interrupted by a bulletin warning of an impending nuclear attack. This story felt scarily realistic.
Yeah.
It's one of the few Twilight Zone episodes to have no supernatural elements or sci-fi elements at all. It's simply humans being inhuman.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one where I just watched it going, this is terrifying me because what if this happens?
Yeah.
And then my last award is for Chucky's grandma. And I'm giving this to Living Doll. Because this has to be one of the first creepy doll stories out there. This is season 5, episode 6. An abusive stepfather is haunted by his stepdaughter's new doll threatening him. A little talking Tina in there. Before Chucky, there was talking Tina.
And this one has stakes, surprisingly.
Yeah. This one is surprisingly creepy. Like it could have been very campy. And Telly Savalas is so easy to hate in this episode. So I watched...
Well, yeah, he's Blofeld.
Yeah. Living Doll is one where my kids have asked. My 7-year-old and 9-year-old watched this one. And my 7-year-old was like, can we watch the doll one again? Can we watch the doll one again?
Awesome.
And I was like, sure. So Living Doll is my final award. And good stuff all around, guys.
So good, but we're going to the best. And guys, we're going to share a lot of these. So once again, jump in wherever.
Yeah, I don't know that mine is necessarily ranked, so I'll just agree if they pop up, but let's go ahead and
I think there's going to be some overlap here. And that's okay. It just reinforces
I think that they're generally considered to be, like, most people, if you give their top 5, there'll be 3 that overlap.
Probably.
If not 5. But
So
what do we got?
my fifth favorite, the fifth best. I'm kind of just going for objective, maybe best.
Okay.
To Serve Man. That's
a good one.
Season 3, episode 24. Zach, where do you have this?
I might have this number 1.
Okay, that's great.
I love
tell me what
this
you're passionate
episode.
about it.
Well, let's go back. An alien race comes to Earth promising peace and sharing technology. Linguist Michael Chambers, Patricia Brody, and their team set out to translate the aliens' language using a book whose title they deduce to be To Serve Man.
Yeah.
It's starring the guy from Happy Gilmore.
Uh-huh.
I had to hit it a Frankenstein's fat foot.
Richard Keel.
Yeah.
And he's Jaws.
He's more importantly, he's Jaws.
Yeah.
But people don't know.
Not the shark.
Jaws. From James Bond. But this is an episode that is so simple. It's right there.
So, fun fact. I learned about this episode because of The Naked Gun.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because of The Simpsons.
The Simpsons too, but The Naked Gun, there's a part where a guy's running around, like there's chaos happening, a guy's running around, and he goes, it's a cookbook. It's a cookbook. Naked Gun 2.5, I should clarify.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like, I don't know what that means. And so I had to ask around. I think it was my dad who finally told me, oh, it's based on this Twilight Zone episode, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh, fun fact, the guy running around in that part is the actor from this episode.
Oh, really?
I think what works here, it's simple, but there's so much story told. Like, these aliens could cure all of our ills.
Yeah.
Like, as society, we would be healed, but there's a price to pay.
Well, and they were like, hey, you're going to come with us.
Yeah.
You are going to live your greatest life. And everyone's like, yeah, it's been
That
going
seems
well.
too good to be true.
And as an episode, it actually, there's a long span of time that's going on. And people have we don't know how to feel. Now we're accepting it. No, now we're good with it.
Yeah.
And then you realize maybe you shouldn't be so good with it.
All told in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, and Simpsons did it in like 4.
I also have to say that this one is very important to me anecdotally because this is the first episode that I watched with my stepson.
Oh,
and to the point where he saw it and he was hooked. He thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
And that he kept asking me for the next week, Zach, can we watch the To Serve Man show?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
That's what he called it for a while.
Didn't he mock you a little bit too?
What?
Didn't he mock you a little bit too?
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Then later that night after he watched it at dinner, I had another helping of food and he's like, the aliens are going to like you. So, yeah.
I really did I knew the twist going into this because of The Naked Gun 2.5, because of the Simpsons episode. I don't think I'd ever seen the episode until this challenge. And then it's impactful when it happens. I granted I was like, wait, it's still going. What's going on after the twist? But I still think it's a very well done. One of the best Twilight Zone episodes.
All right, Joel, what do you have?
My number 5 is one of those you probably have on your list.
Most likely.
Yep.
It's from season 2, episode 6. It's Eye of the Beholder.
Eye of the Beholder.
This is my number 2.
You're number 2.
Yeah.
This is the number 1 rated on IMDb.
Is it?
Number 1.
Now that surprises me.
9.1 out of
It's so good. But here's the funny thing about it. Oh, synopsis. A young woman lying in her hospital bed, her head wrapped in bandages, awaits the outcome of a surgical procedure performed by the state in a last-ditch attempt to make her look normal. This is a very memorable episode because it's very different. It's creatively. It's the
Dutch
way they shoot
angles.
it.
The score is different.
Yeah.
The score,
It's-
the premise is pretty standard, I suppose.
It's
but
so-
It's the theme is done.
Every shot is so purposeful. Does HD TV kind of ruin it? A little bit.
A little bit. Also, my kids who were watching with me guessed the twist pretty quickly, but it still has a good payoff. It still is one of those.
I
that
think
pays
it's
off.
clever.
Yeah.
I put this at my number 3. I think that it's really interestingly acted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our lead character, she's just going through such despair.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh man, you feel bad for her. What's going on? And then you kind of figure out, again, what's going on. But then the way that they unveil it is so good. Because it's like existing in a way so normally. It's like, what do you mean? Of course, it's always been this way. You know, again,
We're trying to be vague. We're trying to be vague, so
But
we
the
don't want to
morality
spoil it.
tale told behind the story, behind the mask.
And that's the thing is, there's
wonderful.
It's an obvious theme, but it doesn't feel heavy-handed.
Yeah.
But to tell a story effectively through clever camera work,
Yeah.
is a good trick.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, give us one of yours.
Oh well, I don't
Are
even
we
know.
cannibalizing your whole list?
Yeah, pretty much. But how about this one from season 2, episode 28? Will the real Martian please stand up?
Oh, I don't have this one.
Now, Zach, that one was very intriguing to me right until the end.
See, that's why I liked the end. That was what was fun to me. But following a frantic phone call about a crashed spaceship on a winter night, state troopers Bill Paget and Dan Perry, why are the names always in the IMDb description, tried to determine who among the bus passengers at a snowed-in roadside diner is a visitor from another world.
This is very much like The Thing.
Yeah.
The Thing from Another World.
The Thing, or the show we watched with all the people on the island, Lost, where they go through and they're like, there are 6 people on this bus. Well, then why are there 7?
Yeah.
It does what Twilight Zone does very well, which is deal in the paranoia. More on that later. But I thought this episode was really fun and really intriguing. And then when it came down to the punchline, I thought it was really good. Joel, you didn't like it?
I think it was because it tonally shifted so quick because I was like, oh my gosh, that terrible thing just happened. What? The Goofy?
I think that the way that the ending hits is like you spend all this buildup of an established idea of what's happening,
right?
And then it's just undercut in a second from a throwaway line almost, And then a hat comes off, and I could see that being cheesy. And
that was part.
Today.
But before that, though, I was like, oh, that's
but I don't. It's not meant to be. I think that's a modern lens.
That's like I think it's fine.
And the story told through the dialogue. I mean, that's what Twilight Zone does so well.
I got this one 3.5, so it's good.
I thought this one was. I really liked it. It resonated with me, and I thought the twist was fun.
It's amazing.
So my number 4,
go for it.
Hasn't been used.
That was my number 5.
This is a whole confusing thing now.
It really is.
But my number 4 has not been talked about yet. It's from season 2, episode 22, and it's Long Distance Call.
Oh, okay. I don't have this one either.
So this one, a toy telephone giving as a birthday gift becomes a link between young Billy Bales and his newly deceased beloved grandmother. But this link becomes dangerous when she apparently wants him to join her on the other side. So this one is once again, I got chills.
Yeah, it's memorable.
Because it's like, oh, he's talking to his grandmother on this toy phone. That's so cute. And then it's like his grandmother's asking him to join her on the other side. And the way they set up the dynamic beforehand, I thought was clever, because then you're like, yeah, that woman's not right. And so then it is this old-fashioned horror movie. I found out there were some things the censors couldn't show. They had to kind of dance around it. And there was other things the parents didn't want the kid to do. It's the same kid, by the way, from It's a Good Life.
Oh, okay.
Bill Murray.
Temperamental ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was a new favorite of mine.
In the movie too.
And it's actually one of the videotape ones, which surprised me. And that's why I wanted to, I was impressed that one of the videotape ones
turned out to be high quality.
Yeah, such a good story. So that helped. Yeah. So if you, I was going to say, definitely check out Long Distance Call if you want the creeps.
I apologize for putting this at number 4, but it has a number in it. It's Nightmare at 20,000 feet.
Whoa.
And that's my number 1.
Is it?
That's my number 1.
So a salesman recovering from a nervous breakdown sees a gremlin on the wing of the airplane. This is season 5, episode 3. So remember, season 5, you're like, show's kind of burned out. Wait a minute. What is this all-timer episode?
Hello again, William Shatner.
Yeah, right? And it's very William Shatner.
Yeah.
The acting in this one is very hammy. This one is not as deep as some of the episodes out there, but the way it's constructed is great. It shouldn't work as well as it does.
The reason this is on my number one. Have you read the synopsis yet?
Yeah, I just did. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was looking at something here, but it preyed on my fear of going crazy. Like I have that fear where my brain just stops doing what it's supposed to, and all of a sudden I'm not making sense. And it preys on that, but also with a legitimate fear, and one of the best jump scares in the entire franchise.
Absolutely.
This one gave me the creeps. It's a solid horror film.
And what's funny is, like, I was watching this with my daughter, and she was so into this. We've been on an airplane together one time, and she's like, wait a minute, it's on the wing, but it's on the wing. Why isn't anyone believing him? And then when she's like, well, they're going to see it, someone else could look out the window. And when this thing, in such a cheesy way, but terrifying way, would just fly away.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute.
Well,
We're powerless.
and the creature does look cheesy.
Sure.
I fully acknowledge that. It's a guy basically in Kent's bear suit.
Big old lips.
But there's something about it. It's also unnatural. The way it moves, the way it looks at you, like it's looking at you at parts. This, by the way, was remade in the movie, and John Lithgow was the guy in the plane.
That's like a horror movie.
Yeah, and then it was also remade for the 2019 reboot with Adam Scott in the role of the guy in the plane, and also Treehouse of Horror 4 at Terror at 5.5 feet with Bart Simpson.
Yeah, the way they play on his psychological condition, but also when they show the monster, and they show the monster quite a bit. I think it's state of the art.
Well, and it's also, this one is a little more ambiguous than others of whether it was real or
the
not.
pull away shot at the end is so good.
Yeah, because you're like, wait, I
don't think it's ambiguous at all.
I don't think so either.
It pulls away going.
It's right there.
But it's not like claw marks in the other one. It's just, it could be malfunction. Who knows? Who knows what the Gremlins did?
I didn't have it in my top 5, but I'd probably put it at 6. I mean, this is a classic.
And I did feel dumb putting it my number one. Directed by Richard Donner, by the way.
Yeah.
Of Superman fame.
Okay, I don't know. Again, I don't know what numbers we're at. I'm going to throw out another classic. Good old Red Scare Paranoia, Season 1, Episode 22. The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street.
My number one.
Your number one.
This is
I'm glad you mentioned it.
one of the best television episodes of all time.
So good. It's so simple. And it really is just this classic, like, I'm going to light a match and let everyone else light themselves on
This
fire.
is a masterclass in writing.
Yeah.
Because it plays upon the paranoia, and it's pointing fingers. So a power failure causes the residents of a suburban neighborhood to suspect one another of being monsters from outer space planning an invasion.
When they remade this one, which they did in the 85? No, I think it was 2019.
Okay.
They said it was terrorists instead of aliens.
Okay.
Which,
Sure.
Yeah, I guess, different times, different things. But yeah.
No, they remade it in 2002, Joel.
Was it 2002?
Yeah. Did anything happen in 2001 with terrorists?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
That's why they did it.
Okay, that makes sense.
It was a little on the nose.
This is mob mentality, yet it all makes sense. The reasoning, you could see yourself playing into the fear if you lived on this street. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show that if you set a little bit of doubt in people's minds, they'll tear themselves apart.
I mean, let's just go with the closing monologue by Rod Serling, which is so heavy-handed.
Do the voice.
And I love it so much. The tools of conquest do not necessarily come with bombs and explosions and fallout. There are weapons that are simply thoughts, attitudes, prejudices to be found only in the minds of men. For the record, prejudice can kill and suspicion can destroy, and a thoughtless, frightened search for a scapegoat has a fallout all of its own for the children yet unborn. And the pity of it is that these things cannot be confined to the Twilight Zone. Oh, my word. Listen, Rod Serling, I felt like he made the Twilight Zone for this episode.
This one, and this is a very kind of on the nose, you get where it's going, but it never feels heavy-handed. It's just suspenseful. You're watching it going, stop.
I love it.
It reminded me of The Bunker. Those two where I was just like, people, be kind. So my number 3, we're going to have to just go through our own list after because we're all overlapping with each other. But hey, this is the Twilight Zone. My number 3 is actually one called, it's from season 1, episode 11. It's called And When the Sky Was Opened.
Really?
So this is 3 astronauts return from man's first flight in outer space and can't remember the trip. So essentially these guys go out on an experimental flight. They disappear for a bit when then they come back and like they start talking, these 2 astronauts, and they're like, yeah, wasn't there a third guy? And the other guy's like, I don't remember a third guy. And no one remembers the third guy except for the main guy. And then eventually you find, like, you don't really find much out, to be honest, but things are not what they seem. And then the second guy disappears and no one remembered him either. And this is another one where it it really did prey on my fear of going nuts, of just being crazy, and like people not believing me and being like, no, that's the way it really was. So my notes just say, this creeped me out. It preyed on my fear of going crazy. # remember Ed.
Oh,
because I miss Ed. I just think this is one of the early episodes, and this is one where it really resonated with me. Like, that's creepy.
Yeah.
And the way it ends, really kind of a gut punch.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
almost as much as a gut punch as the arrow shot through the sky,
Yes.
where one astronaut is
Yeah.
taking out the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah. That he ticked me off.
It ticks me off. Okay. I think there's one more episode we haven't mentioned.
Are we all dancing around? This is my number 2.
This is my number 3.
I don't know what number we're at. I'll call it number 3. And on 3. 1, 2, 3. Time enough at last. Okay.
Now, the fact that we all picked it for our top 5.
How could you not? I mean, it's not fair.
Do we go all 3 on any others?
Eye of the Beholder? No.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So Time Enough at Last. I've been talking way too much. One of you guys take this.
Go for it, Zach.
A henpecked book lover finds himself blissfully alone with his books after nuclear war. This is one, I mean, it's starring Burgess Meredith, and I think that the iconography of the glasses is really stuck, and you might know about this episode even if you haven't seen it.
Because of The Simpsons.
And
Mole Man.
I have to be honest, I don't know that I had seen it.
Oh, okay.
I knew about it because for some reason I thought that the premise was like he's transported to another world. I didn't realize that he was in the situation he was because the entire world blew up
Yep.
and he was in a vault.
Nuclear Fallout.
I had no idea.
Season 1, episode 8, by the way. If you want
It's
to check this one out.
grim.
Yeah.
It's because you feel different things. You go through this guy's life. You see what you're like, oh, he's being bullied for just wanting to read.
Yeah.
And then it takes a turn, but that's not the twist. It's just a turn in the story, and you're like, oh, this got interesting.
And this
it
one
gets bleak.
has haunted me since I first saw it. Because as a kid, I really was like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's not fair. And yet,
Because everyone around him is the worst person. His wife, his customers, his boss. And you just want him to have some privacy.
Yeah.
he's also a little
Of course he
eccentric,
is.
shall we
he's-
say.
yeah.
Like, I think the person I was watching was like, he's kind of annoying. And I'm like, kind of. But I knew it was going to happen. So I'm like, give him a break.
But like everyone picks on him, even Rod Serling picks on him. Like he knows what he's doing to Henry Bemis, even the best laid plans of Mice and Men and Henry Bemis. Like he knows he's part
Not
of the
Beavis,
rubble.
different.
Yeah, not Bemis. But he knows he's part of the rubble in the smashed landscape of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Oh, this one it hurts.
I mixed this one up with one of the ones that stops time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought that he stopped time. Again, I didn't realize that he's in a situation because the world blows up. It's crazy. But it's just, it sticks with you for a lot of different reasons because I think that the best episodes make you think.
Yeah.
It's like, what would you do if society collapsed around you and you had all the time in the world?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I guess I'd read.
Guess
That'd
so.
be terrible if it went away for some reason.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you. Thank you for
what a
doing this
classic.
episode for me.
Thank you.
Yeah,
This is one of the more fun research episodes I've done in
it's
a
a
long time.
lot of research.
And there's a lot of lead up into our October season I've been doing, but it's okay.
Can we get our lists one more
Yeah,
time?
5
Top
to
5.
1.
So my top 5 were Eye of the Beholder, number 5, Long Distance Call, number 4, number 3, And When the Sky Was Opened, number 2, Time Enough at Last, and number 1, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet.
Love it. I have To Serve Man, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, Time Enough at Last, The Eye of the Beholder, and The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street.
I have Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up, The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street, Time Enough at Last, Eye of the Beholder, and To Serve Man. I think you and I align like 4 of the 5.
Very closely.
Yeah,
And
and
then
I very
pick
could have
2 of
easily
the-
put To Serve Man and the other one you guys mentioned on there too. But yeah, Monster Due on Maple Street is another classic one too.
Oh man, I forgot one of my awards I was supposed to give. I've been bashing on it the whole time, but did you know that there's a season 4 episode I like?
What is it?
The new exhibit.
Oh,
Where he
yeah, that one's
where
weird.
he has all of the figures
Hold on.
of the murderers.
Did he do it? Did he do it?
He was a murderer.
It was not the statue.
They should have got the murder order, but they got it backwards on that episode. We'll talk about it
I
later.
kind of like that one though.
Yeah. So
it's not all bad.
and I have a bunch of honorable mentions here I won't even go into, but there's our list of the Twilight Zone episodes that we watched over this past year. All 156 episodes, all 57 and a half hours.
Mercy.
Yeah, I mean, and really, there's so much to enjoy, so many things to like. I'd been mentioning sporadically the IMDb. Can I give you IMDb's top 5?
Sure.
From 5 to 1, Time Enough at Last, Monsters Due on Maple Street. Street, To Serve Man, Nightmare on 20,000, and Eye of the Beholder.
Okay, so yeah.
So we kind of align there.
I'm looking at this list. I mean, 6, The Living Doll. 7, Will the Real Martians Stand Up? 8, It's a Good Life. 9, The Masks. 10, The Obsolete Man. You could not go wrong
The Obsolete Man.
with any
So
of
good.
those.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, let us know if we didn't mention the ones that you like or the ones that you dislike. Do you disagree with us? Do you agree with us? Let us know on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, because we want to hear from you.
Before we go, we want to thank some patrons in a couple categories, including the I Am the Listener tier, which features Sawyer Western, Mrs. Robinson, Casey Cummings, Juice the Cooler King Swallow, Cream Puff Casper Milk Toast, Jennifer Kilkowski, Shannon and James, wasn't that on the other side, Rocky and Steph, Adam and Rachel Crump, Ryan and Marley, Lady Terry A. Finley, and Scott Sprague thinks Rupert Grint deserved better.
Yeah.
Then my movie? Is that what you're saying?
And then we have our Bacon Council, which is Debbie Foster, Glo Clen Daniel, our favorite couple, the Madsons, the other Brit, Johnny English, Star Wars expert Kyler, Her Royal Highness Jessica Terry, Stephen everyone's favorite Ross, the one, the only Chris Anderson, Nicole Deke Hale, and Beaker.
Thank you, patrons.
Thank you, patrons. You are the Itza to our cookbook. But if you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter. You can find me performing the Quick Wits, who perform at the studio at the Parker Theater. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quick Wits Facebook page.
You can find me at Twitter at Kenny3DD. You can find me on Instagram at Kent C. Dunn. You can read my movie reviews at ShowtimeShowdown.com.
If you'd like to connect with me, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Zachary Western. But more importantly, make sure you're following Baconsale. Please like that Facebook page and then go to at Baconsale on Twitter and Instagram. After you've done that, go to tpublic.com/Baconsale and get yourself some merch. And then if you like what's going on here and want to support us further, visit patreon.com/Baconsale. Support starts at just $3 a month and you can get access to all sorts of behind the scenes fun, including shoe talk, really.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about
It's fine.
shoes.
Dirty shoe talk.
Yeah, patreon.com/Baconsale. So until next time, the best laid plans of mice and men, and Joel, Kent, and Zach, the men occasionally bearded who wanted nothing but the second listener. Baconsale, now just part of a crowded landscape, just a piece of entertainment, just a fragment of what these men have recorded of themselves in the Twilight Zone.
Imagine, let me talk with my bottom teeth. I have an underbite.
It's not exactly an underbite. It's a side mouth.
Side mouth.
And mouth sounds.
And we will be doing...
These guys are going to be so excited, and I'm also going to be here.
Yeah.
And then Forrest Whitaker's I narrated.
Hey, Hepcat, what you doing? I'm a cool guy. I'm wearing a leather jacket.
These are the days of our life. And pull on the tab, yeah. have a nice day. I don't give any F's about season 4.
I learned by watching Twilight Zone, I should never make a deal with the devil. I am not a fan of French New Wave cinema. If you don't like it, then you don't understand film.
True, actually.
Yeah.
Carlsruhe.
Look at that Dutch angle.
I hurt, so I love it. You're
And everyone fears him.
a bad man.
The aliens are going to like you.
It's a guy basically in Kent's bear suit.
I don't know what happened there, but I don't think I was here. Sorry, it makes me download an email. Ew.
Carlsruhe.